Infested, 2023, is a chilling science fiction and horror film that delves into humanity's struggle for survival while exploring the fragility of our relationship with nature. It blends horror and sci-fi elements to deliver a gripping narrative about human nature, the destructive power of technology, and the terror of uncontrollable evolution. The story begins with a group of scientists working on a groundbreaking project aimed at reversing the ecological damage caused by climate change. Their experiment involves creating a genetically engineered parasite intended to fix environmental issues and halt the extinction of species. The team believes they are improving the planet's ecosystem, but what they fail to realize is that the very thing they have created will turn into a devastating threat. The parasites, designed to interact with nature, begin mutating uncontrollably, and their rapid spread leads to a catastrophic outbreak. The parasites invade human hosts, not only altering their physical form, but also taking control of their minds. What starts as a small-scale incident quickly escalates into a global crisis as the parasitic infection spreads, transforming ordinary humans into grotesque, savage creatures driven by hunger and a thirst for survival. The central character, a female scientist and leader of the project, is initially introduced as someone with confidence and authority. She is dedicated to her team and to finding a solution to the environmental crisis. But as the infection spreads and the situation spirals out of control, she must face not only the external threat of the parasites but also the breakdown of trust within her own team. The members of her group struggle with their own survival instincts, some succumbing to the parasitic influence, while others attempt to retain their humanity. The transformation process isn't just physical, it becomes psychological as well. The infected individuals undergo disturbing changes, not only in their bodies, but also in their personalities and behaviors. These human-turned monsters display terrifying intelligence and an ability to manipulate their surroundings. The members of the group soon realize that the parasites are evolving at an alarming rate, becoming far more than mindless creatures. They are now a sophisticated and organized threat, capable of planning and coordinating, which adds to the sense of dread as the survivors realize that their struggle is no longer just against an infection, but against a fully evolving ecosystem of terror. The core of the film lies in the moral dilemmas and psychological breakdowns that occur as the survivors are pushed to their limits. The film explores the tension between science, survival instincts, and human ethics. The characters, who initially work together in pursuit of a noble cause, begin to unravel as they face the horrors of the parasites and the growing distrust within their ranks. As the survivors fight for their lives, they must also battle their internal conflicts. What are they willing to sacrifice to survive? How far will they go to protect themselves and others? The film's eerie atmosphere is heightened by the grotesque and terrifying transformations that the infected undergo. As the parasites take hold, these human creatures grow more monstrous, and the line between man and monster becomes blurred. The survivors must confront not only the physical horror of these mutations but also the psychological terror of seeing their friends and colleagues lose their humanity. Some of the infected exhibit behaviors that show intelligence, aggression, and a strategic mindset, which adds a deeper layer of horror to the film. The survivors set out on a mission to find the origin of the outbreak and a possible cure. However, they soon discover that the parasites have evolved in ways they hadn't anticipated, and any hope of finding a solution becomes increasingly hopeless. The infected are not just mindless victims, they have become a fully organized threat that fights back. The survivors are left with few choices. Either they face the terrifying consequences of the parasite's spread, or they risk their lives trying to stop it. The choices they make become more desperate and morally complicated as they continue to face the horrors of the outbreak. As the story reaches its climax, the survivor's journey takes on a tragic tone. The fight for survival becomes a reflection of humanity's struggle against its own flaws, greed, fear, and the desire for control. The film challenges the audience to question whether humanity truly understands the natural world, or if, in its efforts to control it, it inadvertently unleashes chaos. The characters face the ultimate question: Can they trust each other and themselves long enough to find a solution? Or is humanity doomed to repeat its mistakes? In the end, Infested, 2023, offers a grim and sobering look at the consequences of unchecked scientific ambition. It raises important questions about the limits of human control over nature and the dangers of tampering with forces we don't fully understand. The survivor's struggle is not just against the external threat of the parasites, but against their own fears, flaws, and moral compromises. The film ends on a note of uncertainty, leaving the audience to grapple with the idea that sometimes the most dangerous threats are not the ones we can see, but the ones we've unwittingly unleashed. Through its combination of sci-fi and horror elements, Infested, 2023, offers a thought-provoking and terrifying exploration of human nature, survival, and the unforeseen consequences of scientific experimentation. The film keeps viewers on the edge of their seats, providing a relentless tension that builds until the very end, while questioning the price of progress and the limits of human ingenuity. In the end, Infested, 2023, offers a grim and sobering look at the consequences of unchecked scientific ambition. It raises important questions about the limits of human control over nature and the dangers of tampering with forces we don't fully understand. The survivor's struggle is not just against the external threat of the parasites, but against their own fears, flaws, and moral compromises. The film ends on a note of uncertainty, leaving the audience to grapple with the idea that sometimes the most dangerous threats are not the ones we can see, but the ones we've unwittingly unleashed. Through its combination of sci-fi and horror elements, Infested, 2023, offers a thought-provoking and terrifying exploration of human nature, survival, and the unforeseen consequences of scientific experimentation. The film keeps viewers on the edge of their seats, providing a relentless tension that builds until the very end, while questioning the price of progress and the limits of human ingenuity.